email. I actually received an email from a Walmart or
can't see
previous
that.
Walmart worker, and they it was ironic timing, and they said that I caught your channel. I don't know how. Maybe they were searching for it. Maybe it's one of those things where you say something or you text something and your phone's paying attention to you. And basically, I was one of the workers. I was one of the 1,458 workers at the Walmart distribution center in south of Atlanta that lost my job, along with some other people who got notifications that they lost their job. And ironically, they came across one of my most recent videos about Walmart, which if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. And uh, it was talking about warning workers about the future possibilities of their employment as Walmart is making changes, much like many other businesses are making changes as well, and adapting and shifting with this economic climate. Now, with that being said, I got a very important announcement and update to bring you guys. Number one, there's a huge interest, a lot of folks out there interested in getting access to capital, access to money, financing, loans, credit, ways to bridge the gap and pay some bills, stash some money away for a rainy day, build up savings, consolidate debt, lower interest rates. I'm going to bring you guys that, as well as updates about a lot of things that are going on around the world, particularly with Putin, Russia, nuclear testing or nuclear missile launch testing, drills, diesel shortages, and also future possibilities of U.S. dollar values from very, very knowledgeable, well-known economist Peter Schiff. Now, besides that, Walmart, it's a big deal. Walmart employs so many, I don't even know how many people Walmart employs, hundreds of thousands of people
A
probably.
lot.
And every little move that Walmart makes has an impact on on everybody,
Everything. Everything and everybody. Yeah.
whether it's their employees, whether it's the shoppers, whether it's the vendors, whether it's the truck drivers. They are so intertwined in the economy. It is ridiculous. With another one of those updates, it's going to be a long video because I'm putting everything together for you guys. Part of that update is the Railroad Workers Union strike, which is not off the table yet. And again, these all they're interconnected in the economy and how they affect people. And it comes down to the simplest little moving piece that ultimately can disrupt everything. Because I don't even think it's a majority of the railroad workers that are not agreeing to the negotiations. It's a handful that basically stop the whole thing. You need everybody to make this work, which I want to kind of explain how this works. And part of the problems that we're seeing with the economy, with inflation, with the Fed, with global inflation, and the big problem. So, like, on the video I mentioned to you guys about the Walmart workers warning, go check it out if you haven't seen it already. And it's economist and Starwood Capital Group's chairman, Barry Sternlicht. He says that the Fed is using outdated information, old data, to try to correct and reverse inflation to hit this target 2% that'll probably never happen anytime soon. Part of why I say inflation is a global problem. But what the Fed is doing, basically, it was really weird, odd. I was trying to think of a way to explain this to you guys, and I wanted to create a visual for you, but let me just explain to you, basically, in my opinion, what's going on. The Fed Jerome Powell is like a captain of a cruise ship. You know how big a cruise ship is? It's huge. It's massive. So if you've ever tried to manage a boat, a vessel, drive a ship, or anything like that, you know how your inputs affect the steering and the direction of the boat. You know that.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to do too much because a little goes a long way, as well as it takes a while for the input to actually occur with the current of the water, the motor. There's a lot of different variables of speed, the weight distribution on the boat. So basically, Jerome Powell is like trying to steer this giant cruise ship, this massive boat of the U.S. economy, and literally through this channel of inflation, basically. But here's the thing. He's blindfolded.
No, that's lovely. And doing it backwards, right?
He's blindfolded
backwards.
So he's blindfolded.
Deaf.
He's at the helm, right? But the only way that he can know what to do is for someone to tell him what to do. So there's a guy.
I was about to say, so who's telling him what to do?
There's a guy.
Who's pulling the strings?
There's a guy. And this is weird. It's like a dream I had last night. It's really strange. So he literally is on the bow of the ship. And he's looking down the channel of inflation, and he's trying to navigate to make sure that we don't hit anything and we don't, he doesn't crash and just completely sink the ship, right? With all of us on it. Mm-hmm. So the guy is at the bow. Like I said, it's a cruise ship. So when the guy sees something happening, the only way for him to get this information to the captain, Jerome Powell, is to run from the front of the ship inside, climb the stairs, get to the helm, to the blindfolded Jerome Powell and say, I need you to go left just a little bit.
Well, I needed you to go left about 15 minutes ago, but it took me 20 to get here, so.
Exactly. That's the outdated information.
Okay.
And then he can't control how Jerome Powell manages the ship. Mm-hmm. So when he says, I need you to go left just a little bit, you know what he does? He goes, and he's like, no, it's way too much.
You ever seen a cruise ship drift?
Yeah. So then he's like, oh man. So then he's got to run back downstairs, go back to the bow and see what Jerome Powell's input, what his input did, so that he can then run back and try to correct it. And that's what he's got, old and outdated information, and every input that he makes takes a while to actually occur in the economy to then be brought back to him for him to try to figure out what's he going to do next.
And then at some point, people are going to get tired of running back and forth and just going to be like, you know what, wing it.
Well,
figure it out on your own.
No, at some point, he's going to crash.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was the next one.
We're all going overboard. Hopefully you got a life jacket or boat or something, a little life raft to get in. But that is my opinion and my analogy and explanation of how the Fed is trying to fight inflation by manipulating interest rates against old data with minor and or major inputs that they have no idea what's going to happen after the fact, because they can't control everything. You've got wind, you got current, you got other ships in this channel. That's why it's a global issue. And it's just so jacked up. It's so jacked up. Now, we're done with our macroeconomics lesson for the day. We're going to talk about employment. We're going to talk about work. We're going to talk about money. Businesses leverage debt and loans and credit to grow their business. People should do the same, but 9 times out of 10, people don't. They just use it to dig themselves in a hole. But now I think people need that hole because it's so hard to keep up with rising prices, crazy inflation, your income not keeping up anywhere near at the rate of which inflation is going up. And this blindfolded crazy captain, Jerome Powell, at the helm, I had no idea there was going to be so much interest in the video yesterday I put up where everybody was asking for information on how to get access to $10,000.
Okay.
And, Walmart at one point, didn't Walmart have layaway?
They did. So I actually talked about that a while ago. They brought it back. Sorry. It was gone for like a year or two during C-19, whatever, pandemic. But they brought it back in a lot of places where you can still do layaway, but now they've actually brought in a whole new form of layaway, which now Walmart has their own credit, starts with an A. I can't remember what it is, but if it's over a certain amount, you can basically apply for their in-store credit. It's not a Walmart credit card. It's a completely different kind of loan thing.
Oh, is it a layaway or is it a loan?
It's a loan for layaway.
But you don't get the product. You got to wait to get it.
No, if you get the loan, you get the product immediately. If you put it on layaway, then you make the payment.
So like a buy now, pay later through, is it like a firm? Was it a firm?
I think so. I can't remember the name. It started with A. I have a video on it probably about
They probably
2
break it
months
up
ago.
into what, 3 or 4 payments?
Yeah, uh-huh.
So I guess that's a plus. So I guess with that being said, is there a limit? Can you put groceries on there?
No, you're not allowed to put groceries on there. You can't put diapers on there, which I thought was beyond stupid. There's certain things you're not allowed to put on layaway. Food, diapers, baby formula being layaway items you can't do. Same thing with the, with the other thing, you can do almost anything except for groceries.
So you can't put essentials on there.
Nope.
You can put the non-essentials, the junk, the crap, the electronics.
Yep.
You know, all now apparel. I don't know. Is apparel an essential?
Well, I mean, if you go into a store naked, generally you'll get arrested. So yeah, it's an essential. You gotta have your.
But you've got clothes already.
parts
You got
covered.
clothes already. So like, is it an essential? How long can you go without buying new clothes?
Depends on how aggressive you are in the clothes that you wear.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, food you can only go so long. It's like I could probably go like 2 weeks without buying food.
Yeah.
But with clothing and apparel, it's like you could probably go like 2 years.
Yeah. It's
But-
not essentials, but people still want new things. People still want to be able to buy things for Christmas, for birthdays, for anniversaries, for whatever else. So layaway still does come in handy. And they really push it at the people who are lower income before the holidays, before Christmas. So it's one of those, make sure that you're not the bad parent who doesn't get their kids something. Put stuff on layaway because they'd like to make people feel guilty.
And I wonder if they're doing a credit check on that, if they're just going based off of like stated income.
Oh, no. There's a credit check. For the other one, the whatever it's called that I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, there's a credit check.
Now, speaking of which, you need to put that video together about the credit because although some people may disagree, I think that even with interest rates going up, it would be a good idea to have that as an option down the road. With also, you actually sent an email. I need to read it, but there was some new information provided by the real estate agent here
Yes.
about mortgages and rates. And again, if you're going to qualify for the best options, you got to have the best credit,
Yes.
which can be done. You can go from low credit to high credit. And when I say high credit, I'm talking over 740. 740 is kind of like the benchmark, and you're considered top tier and you'll get the best rates. But with interest rates going up, and think about the APR on a credit card could be anywhere. It could be like 29.99%. If you could get a loan, if you could get access to funding credit, like let's just say you could get access to up to $10,000 with an approval or a response or even a counter, they give you 7,000, 8,000, whatever, within 24 hours. And you can get the rate, a fixed rate at like, let's just say like a fixed rate at 799. That's going to be a huge savings over what you were paying on this credit card.
Correct.
And these store cards are like, I don't know the deal with Walmart, but the store cards will get you. They'll say, hey, would you like to sign up for the store card today and you'll get 10% off?
Save 10%, get $50 off, whatever else, get a free t-shirt.
Yeah, because they want you to do that. They want you to do it. They want you to spend more. They want you to forget about it. They want you to pay the minimum payment. Then they want the rate to go up sky high so that they'll start killing you on interest.
Oh, yeah.
They'll start killing you on interest. But, and then also everyone's hoping that the Fed will pivot. Everyone's hoping that there will be some form of reprieve. So if you had access to the money and then it could buy you some time
Yeah.
until things got better, perhaps maybe. At the same time, some people may be looking at it as, you know what, Kevin, you're right. I should go out and start a business. I should find a way to start generating my own income, and having access to those funds up front could get some people off the ground.
Correct.
It could get them started. And all right, so we're rolling into, all right, do you think that people are going to actually, because I know like landscapers were doing this. There was a time where landscapers in the fall and the winter, they basically were like, hey, look, we're going to hang Christmas decorations on people's houses. You
Because they
know,
can't do anything else. There's no grass growing, but they still need to make money. So they go, well, we're used to climbing ladders to cut, leaves and do all this other stuff, clean out gutters. Might as well go back up to the gutters, but this time we'll hang your Christmas lights so you don't have to. So you don't have to worry about the safety issues of hanging Christmas lights, and we'll make sure they're straight. They won't look like National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. They'll actually work.
but to get that going, it's not like a huge investment, but you may be like, all right, I need some ladders and I may need a little bit of money to help pay some of the guys that are going to come work for me. So if I could get a $1,000 loan, I could $2,000 loan because ladders are kind of expensive.
Yeah.
The Werner aluminum ladders are kind of expensive. And then you go fiberglass, it gets even more expensive. But you probably don't want to do it with one of those little giants or the gorillas. You
Things are
probably want to get
heavy.
like a nice, good rated, a heavyweight rated extension ladder or two, and have some extension cords. And that's the other thing. If you were doing that, if you're like, hey, look, I'll hang your lights, people probably have them. But then if you had on your truck, if you had extension cords and you had extra lights and LEDs and all these other things, you could upsell them.
One-stop shop.
You could upsell them.
Yes.
While you're there, you had little reindeers in the
So you
back.
mean I don't have to go fight people in line at Walmart or Target or Home Depot or Lowe's for these lights, and then, whatever else, I can just pay you to do it all? Bro, come on.
Do you think that is a thing? Do you think that people are out shopping, buying? Now, granted, we did see that one YouTuber, I don't remember her name, but she was in Walmart and she had her Starbucks latte and she was on the Christmas aisle looking at all the decorations and things like that. But I'm wondering to myself, like, I know people have decorations from years ago. So when holidays roll around, they're going to throw them on. But with that being said, are people out in the stores? Are people out in the stores like trying to buy these decorations?
Not today. Not today. Not Thursday, October 20, whatever this is, 7th. But in November, yeah, people will be out in the stores buying the Christmas lights and the things like that. They're already in the stores, Walmart and places. But that's still a holiday away. And if you start decorating for Christmas right now, you're going to look a little crazy because you haven't even passed out Halloween candy yet. So most people, I don't think, are out. There's no big sales on Christmas stuff yet. So most people probably are not out buying those. But I do believe that even with the way the economy is, people still need something that feels normal and traditional. I personally still think that Christmas is going to be, people are going to try very, very hard to make Christmas what Christmas has always been for themselves and their families, even if it does mean spending too much. I think there's too many people that will make poor financial decisions around Christmas because of what it is and what you're told it is and what people expect it to look like for families and people. I do think that there will be a lot of Christmas shopping going on.
I always thought like after Christmas, it's hard to do, but it's like, yo, after Christmas, let's go buy the lights, let's go buy the tree, let's be ready for next year at a discount.
Because then next year you're like, I really want to go shopping because it's Christmas and I like being out in the season.
All right, so Lucas, where did it
Will
go?
you
It
check
went
out
away.
Glorify as alternative to big banks? Sorry, I only keep cash. I don't know what that is.
Will you check out Glorify as alternative to big banks? Sorry, I only keep cash. I'll have to look into that. I don't even know what that is. But even still, granted, if you were perhaps maybe to get with one of these banks, get with one of these online lenders, get with one of these online brokers that actually kind of like sends the request out. You do it one time and they'll send it out like 50 times and just bring you back the best deals, the best offers, the highest loan amounts, the lowest rates. They'll deposit it, but then you could always pull the cash out. Obviously, granted, pulling cash out the bank is not the easiest thing to do, but if you have a plan, you got a strategy, you got a technique, probably if you did receive, let's just say you did receive within, like you go on 24 hours, you get 10 grand, and then like probably within 3 or 4 days, the 10 grand's in your account. I'm guessing, I don't know, I haven't done it, but let's just say it were to happen. You could probably get that 10,000 out of the bank within a week or two. Even if you just hit the ATMs.
Yeah.
Even if you just hit the ATMs, you could probably get it out. So, the holding cash, keeping it in the banks, that could possibly be the least of your worries, basically, if you're in a situation. And if you only keep cash and you've got cash, that's good. That's good. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully I'm speaking on dead ears and people are like, nope, we're good. We don't need it. But for those who do, based on the level of interest that I saw, I think that from some of the comments from the upload last night, I think that more people would be interested in knowing about the opportunities that exist out there as far as payday solutions, loan and lending solutions. You got something? And just ways to bridge the gap between paydays or cover some unexpected expenses, some emergency costs that are showing up here and there, and or even some of the folks that are just getting notices like, hey, your rent's going up. Your rent's going up, so you gotta have some sort of plan and some sort of solution to try to survive this economic mess while this blindfolded Captain Jerome Powell is over here trying not to crash into the bank.
Now, Robin says, what would you do if the business refuses cash payments? That's one of those things where.
Oh, so Walmart was doing that. They were refusing, but basically they were like, look, you can go to self-checkout. That's pretty much your only option. And none of the machines have cash, so you can't do cash. So I guess that would be a refusal of cash.
Yes. Hey, real quick, Dale. Yes, Affirm. That's the name of the loan thing for Walmart that I couldn't remember because Walmart uses it in a lot of other places. Thank you, Dale. Yeah, so Target and Walmart both. In the Target line, there's like 4 or 5. Oh, that's an alarm. Sorry. In Target, there's like 4 or 5 self-checkouts at the Target I go to, and the first 2 have big bold thing on it, card only, no cash accepted, and then you can go down to the other 2 and pay cash. But even some of the registers with an actual human at them, they will tell you when you get up there, hey, we don't take cash and there's no cash back. I don't have a till. Like either because somebody didn't make it to the bank or whatever else, but without a till, you can't.
I think that comes down to an employment and labor situation because it's like if you've only got so many, like we've seen some stores, some restaurants, some businesses close early. Why? Because the only employee or manager capable of closing opened and they couldn't close. So they just had to close early. So if you don't have the employees and the staff capable of hitting the banks and getting the funds that you need, then you could find yourself in a situation where you don't have that till.
There's still a sign on the outside of the Target by us that says coin shortage. Please pay with exact change.
But with that being said, it's like, all right, so if Walmart won't take cash, if Target won't take cash, just go somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just go somewhere else.
No, I'm serious though. Like, but where are you going to go?
Exactly. Where are you going to go? Like,
now you could go to CVS. Wait, no, they're closing stores. All right. You can go to Walgreens. Nope. Wait, they're closing stores. Nope.
They're gone. Eckerd's gone.
You could go to grocery stores.
Yes, but you're not going to find everything you need.
No, not at all. You're not going to find everything you need. It's going to be really, really expensive.
Stupid expensive.
Like the food is okay, but like go to the grocery store and try to buy body wash.
No,
it's like,
I was mad. I was like, you're just going to have to smell me. I don't care. I'll just shower with plain water and hope it does something because I'm not spending Publix money on Publix body wash.
Well, speaking of expensive stuff that is probably going to go without, you know what's going to see it? I expect to see a sharp decline in sales this year.
This ought to be interesting. What?
Really expensive Christmas cards.
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. He says it like that because I like Christmas cards.
They're like $10 a piece.
No, they're stupid. Which is why last year I was like, "Merry Christmas, I love you. I'm not giving you a card."
Here's a picture of the card I saw at the store. That I
do that to him. I'll take a picture. I'll be like, "Look, this was really cute. Here, look at the picture. That's what I was gonna get you." But no, yeah, they're way too expensive. But handwritten notes are lovely, fellas. Ladies love handwritten notes.
How sad are the kids going to be when they get their Christmas cards and they open it and there's no money and they're like, turn around, turn the card around. And it'll say $10 on the bag and say $10.99 in Canada because it's always more expensive in Canada. And you're like, yo, I could have put $5 in this card, but the card was so like they open the card, there's a picture of Jerome Powell inside. And he's just like,
well, most kids don't want cash anyway. They want gift cards now.
Yeah, most kids. Well,
a lot of kids because they can do so much with them online.
Yeah, and they want to go straight to Minecraft or Bloxburg or
Roblox, all
Xbox,
that stuff, yeah.
Whatever, Marketplace, Sony, PlayStation, whatever it is. They want to go on there and just spend it. But at the same time, I know there's going to be some kids out there that are going to be in some homes that probably aren't going to be quite Christmas ready, quite holiday ready. So if anybody out there knows any families or any kids like that and want to try to put something together for them, go ahead and email me. Let's work on something for the kids for for this holiday season.
That used to be our favorite thing to do was go to the mall at Christmas. They would have the Salvation Army tree where you'd have all the different boys and girls who didn't have a home or didn't have a family that could afford to buy them things. So a lot of times the churches around the area would come put names on the Salvation Army tree for the kids, and it would have the kids' like their age, their name, and then what they like, and you could get them a gift and bring it back. And I always noticed that the ones who wanted bicycles were always still left on the tree because bicycles are so expensive. So this year, my hope is that we can help somebody with a bicycle. That's what I would like to do.
Bicycles. And that was pretty cool because we did see that one time at REI. Not only did the kids have the bikes, but REI had a little thing put together with volunteers to teach the kids how to ride the bikes.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
So we need to focus on the kids. Let's focus on the kids. And if anybody, email me, it's in the description. Do not try to contact me through WhatsApp because I don't know who that guy is.
No.
I don't know what's going to happen.
He's attractive.
I don't know what's going to happen. He stole my trademark. But
yeah.
I'm not contacting you through WhatsApp. So just hit me up.
There's
my email's in the
text
description.
Me. Yeah. There's both of those.
So, but either way, the new videos are coming out. I'm working on them. Actually, we're working on exporting hers because it's it's a longer video, but I think you guys are really going to like it. Especially speaking of Walmart, you went through and did some comparison shopping.
Walmart and Target. So
Walmart and Target.
Yeah, you guys are going to want to see that one.
And the key is budget. The key is budget because now
the key is smart budget.
Especially if your job is at risk and or you've lost your job or you're going through savings or whatever the case may be, you're waiting for some alternative means of financing, a loan or something to come through, a credit card or something. The key, if you can't make more money, is to spend less money.
Yes.
And by budgeting and saving money and being frugal and cost savings measures, but I think it's more to it than just saying it. You kind of got to do it. You got to know it. You got to understand it. And a lot of people don't even know that they're spending more because they're misled. They're snowed by a bright sign or a label or
we've been hosed, Johnny.
30% more in this bottle.
Yeah.
And they don't even know. Even sometimes the tags even tell you the price.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. So
yeah. So make sure you go check out Squirrel Tribe because she's going to have some really valuable information with some cost savings and budgeting probably at no better time than now, really. Mm-hmm. With the state of the economy, with the jobs market, with rolling into the holiday season. And 2023, I think 2023 is going to be tough. I think there's going to be a lot of New Year's resolutions of just let me get through this year. Because we're seeing it with the housing market. Although housing is supposed to, Zillow, Chris Igo told me yesterday or day before, Zillow actually shows that home values are going to start ticking up again. At least they think. Mainly, in my opinion, is because the people just aren't. They're not going to sell just because Jerome Powell jacked up the interest rates. That's not enough. That's not enough to make the people sell. It actually makes them less likely to sell because the next move is going to be more expensive than the current move.
Yep.
But also, the automotive industry is probably in some hot water with interest rates. Not only have some of these dealerships kind of made a bad name for themselves with how they've treated some of their customers with some of these egregious price increases and additional dealer markup fees and things like that. Now they are starting to see that come back to bite them in the butt as the customers that they wish they had are saying, look, we're not even interested anymore after the way you treated us and charged us so much and price gouges. Even if we wanted to, we can't because the interest rates are so high. We can't afford that extra $100 a month on this car. This car that now costs $50,000 for a base model because everything is just more expensive, which is part of the global economic inflation issue is that these inputs come from all over the world. So this blindfolded ship captain, Jerome Powell at the Federal Reserve, he can't control other raw material costs. He can't control shipping costs. He can only manipulate interest rates here and try to adjust monetary policy here and turn the money printer on and off here. But that's like a small fraction of what's
Yeah.
going on around the world.
Very, very true. Because most of the things that are used here are imported. So
Oh yeah, for sure. Like very little is actually sourced here. And the crazy thing is what is created here
costs more than anything you got from overseas.
and then gets shipped out.
Yeah, that too.
Gets shipped out.
It's just a weird little bucket of crap that we're in, honestly.
It gets shipped out, much like our diesel fuel. Diesel fuel reserves have been getting shipped out to the UK for the longest. And now we're down to like 22 days of reserves.
That's what they're saying.
But that's the thing. It doesn't mean that in 22 days we're going to run out of fuel. It just means we have that many days of reserves.
Reserves. That doesn't include all the stuff that's already in the tanks everywhere. And
Well, but the thing is, it's like if we've got 22 days of reserve and our consumption maintains and the replenish rate maintains, that means we can consistently have 22 days for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
However, if we were to see a disruption in the replenishment or if we were to see a spike in usage, that's when that amount, that daily reserve limit will change.
Yes.
Good or bad.
Yes.
So I don't think like you can't look at the headline and say 22 days so that in 22 days we're going to be out of fuel.
It's just the way they phrase it to scare the bejesus out of everybody. Like as soon as something stops, like there were all these things that were out there worrying people, and then when those fall off, oh, gotta worry them some more. Oh, gotta worry them some more. And it's like the fuel one I think worries people the most. So that one's going to come up every couple months just to remind people to be a little wary.
I think it worries them the most, and they'll start to feel it. To feel that pain sooner because you'll see the fluctuation of the prices at the pumps like almost immediately. Mm-hmm. And again, this is just further hitting folks in the wallets and chipping away at any savings that they could have possibly had and further reducing the effectiveness of the work that they do and the paychecks that they earn, while you still have the possible pressures of being one of those employees at one of these Walmarts or Targets or Best Buys or Amazons or any of these FedEx Ground, these major corporations or these contract, because FedEx Ground is through contract work, but you're in the situation where the company you work for is technically in the red, possibly losing money, and looking at ways to cut costs and try to level out, perhaps maybe turn a profit, keep shareholders happy. And not only are you kind of like sweating it out every single day, is today the day? Oh my God, I hope I don't have a flat tire. I hope I don't get this crazy unexpected bill. I hope my water bill isn't through the roof because there's some leak somewhere that I wasn't aware of. And now my water bill is $2,000. Or, my refrigerator broke and either I have to have expensive repair or I have to replace it because I can't afford to have all my food go bad. And it's just one thing after another. And
Yeah.
It's just one thing after another. And so, when the fuel prices go up, it's just like, man, it's kind of hard to like avoid that because you have to use it like every single day.
Yeah, whether it's for your own transportation, whether it's for the buses, the ambulances, to run certain things. Now, listen, we've been talking about Walmart. I forgot I took a screenshot of this comment somebody left on my video earlier today. I wanted to read it to you. I heard you mention your husband's live stream talking about the Walmart that is closing in my area. That's the one that we talked about, the Pennsylvania one that was closing down. She goes, I can tell you about that store. This is Miss Brown. It is a small Walmart in a plaza with the largest local grocery store chain, Giant Eagle. Because Giant Eagle is there, and my guess of a no competition agreement with the plaza, the Walmart has a very tiny grocery section. Some produce, some dairy, some frozen food, and pantry items. So people cannot use that store as a one-stop shop for everything. Also, that store has been plagued with shoplifting and had a shooting in the parking lot last year. And in this area, there are not a ton of Walmarts, so closing even a small one will be felt, especially because that one is near the city and is easily accessible by bus. Just thought I would give you a bit of background to a story from my neck of the woods.
So what's interesting there is that we've seen, as we traveled this summer around the country, different states and how they operate differently. And even here in Florida, the Walmart is different because Walmart has like a liquor section or something. Mm-hmm. We don't have that in Georgia. So they're separate. So everywhere is different. So Pennsylvania could be different. And then the agreements that they have, which will dictate and limit how much percentage could be grocery, this, that, and the other, whatever. But the other thing is businesses are ruthless.
Oh, yeah.
businesses are ruthless.
Giant Eagle shot somebody in the parking lot of Walmart. Is what you're trying to say.
We
but not
were
Fayday.
we were in California. We were staying at a KOA in oh man, where it was really hot.
Yeah, where it's like 108 degrees
man.
outside, and it was just awful. And you couldn't even go outside because there were ants. So it was like you were stuck in the van, and it was brutal.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was super hot. Now this is full time van life for the summer, and we stopped at this KOA because I was too tired to make it to Anaheim after driving down the Pacific Coast Highway for 3 hours. That was crazy. But the guy that was running the KOA, he said that he's been there for like 20 something years or 25 years. And he was telling me about the businesses around that KOA and how much the property was going for and how Wonderful actually bought the land next to them for the pistachio farming. Mm-hmm. And he was telling me about this tire shop that the owner of the property sold, and this company bought it, and they put this tire shop there right next to the interstate. And then real estate just kind of blew up. And then the previous owner came back and said, "Hey, dude, I want to give you twice what you paid me to give me that property back." Mm-hmm, and the guy says, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna run my business here. I really like it. I don't want to do it." So businesses are ruthless. He goes, "All right." He comes back. He goes, "Look, I'll give you 2.5 times." The guy's like, "Nah, man, I this is what I want. I'm good. This is what I want. Thank you, but no thank you." So then the guy goes, "I tell you what, there's land behind it. Yep. It was vacant." He says, and it was his. He says, "I'll build you another tire shop, brand new, right there. Just give me that one back on the main road next to the interstate." And the guy was like, "Nah, I don't really want to do it." So the guy goes, "You know what? All right, fine. I will build that tire shop behind you. I will sell everything for less, and I'll just run you out of business, and then I'll take that land back." The businesses are ruthless.
Ruthless.
So with that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if another company, another grocery chain was like, "I don't want you here."
Yeah. So how do I get you out of here?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying they did it. I'm just saying like they are ruthless. I wouldn't put anything past them, and it's business. It's like,
don't take it personal. It's business.
It's business.
Take them to the mattress.
And the mattress.
Take them to the mattresses. It's from Godfather.
Oh, got it. I've never seen Godfather, so
me either. But I've seen You've Got Mail, and Tom Hanks was doing that in You've Got Mail.
So, but that's the thing. It's like, you never know what's the driving force behind something, and businesses can suffocate other businesses knowingly and or unknowingly. So like Chick-fil-A can suffocate other businesses because of their immense traffic.
Just by being there. Yeah, because you can't get into, people don't want to go certain ways. Like we will purposefully drive around the area that has a Chick-fil-A in it because we know we don't want to get stuck in the traffic on this road because there's no way to go around it if the drive-through line is backed up. You just have to sit there and wait or decide to jump in line because strawberry milkshake sounds really good. Or you preemptively go, you know what, there might be traffic. We're just going to go ahead and go around just in case. Yeah,
and then you brought up, or maybe I found it on the internet somewhere, but ultimately there's a company that wanted to introduce charging stations, like electric EV car charging stations, and plop them down in the parking spaces at these Taco Bells.
That was you.
So I looked at it like, that sounds good, but ultimately it could suffocate some businesses, particularly Taco Bell, for the fact that most people don't have EVs. So they're like, you know what? I'm not going to go there for lunch. I'm not going to go and eat there at peak time because I won't get a parking spot. Or the people without the EVs take the EV spots anyway because they don't care. They're like, screw you. And then it just pisses off the EV people, and Taco Bell just looks like the bad guy.
I thought you were going to say because people don't have that kind of time to sit there and wait for their vehicle to charge. But I'm like, it's Taco Bell. You're going to be in the bathroom when you're done. You have plenty of time.
Oh, man. But no, you're right, because then you go inside and there's like one worker and he doesn't want to be
there.
And
you have to order everything through the little kiosk now.
Yeah,
nobody takes
the order will be wrong, so you have more
without
time.
doubt.
And then you'll order 8 tacos. They'll give you 1 pack of mild sauce. You'll be like,
and you'll order them all supreme, and they'll give you no sour cream.
They'll charge you for it.
They'll charge you for it all day long.
They won't put the tomatoes and sour cream on there, and it's just like Taco Bell is doomed. I hate to say I like Taco Bell. I used to work at Taco Bell, but
I probably
this
gained about
is
40 pounds eating at Taco Bell.
business evolution. Some will make it, some will not. There will be winners, there'll be losers, there'll be new businesses that come around 2 years from now that we've never heard of before, and and then it's just a cycle. It's just a cycle. But with that being said, we got some really important, valuable information coming to you guys, which I think is pretty much the normal case. But even more so now, you're working on Squirrel Tribe is working on some big things. Check out her videos. Her link to her channel is in the description. And if you guys want to know more about the funding and different ways to get money and access to capital for whatever reasons it may be, that one's coming out as soon as I can get it done. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on notifications. We appreciate you guys joining us for the live stream, and we'll see you again real soon. Take care.